today is going to be a review for Alloy of Law by Sanderson, which is the newest Cosmere book I've read. And I think this is one of the most underrated in the Cosmere. I'm not saying this is the best whatsoever. This is certainly on the lower tier of what I've read from Sanderson. But does that mean it's bad? It's a definitely no. It's I would rank, my rankings would right now, Warbreaker would be under this, and then Alloy of Law, and I think the rest of the Stormlight, maybe Oathbringer was behind this. I wasn't a big fan of Oathbringer, but I do need a reread for that. I'm going to do that once Stormlight 5 is announced. And reading this because of the 7th Mistborn book, which is going to be called The Lost Metal, and the cover's out. It's super cool. So I'm starting my Era 2 reread, or Era 2 read. This is the first time I'm reading it, and I really like this book. I'm going to give it a 4 stars. It was solid. It was really low stakes for me. I mean, I'm used to like The World Might Die stuff from Sanderson, but this is kind of like a train robbery thing, like what you'd expect from a Western. I really love the characters though. It was like super legit. I thought Wax and Wayne is just like a great duo that I would read any day of the week. And Marcy is a great addition to that character. She's a fantastic character. So I love that trio, and that was the strongest part of the book for me because they were all working together to solve this common good. And it starts out very tropey, is like, he's given up crime fighting, and then now he gets like dragged back into it, like unwillingly. And now he's fighting crime, and he's fighting Miles and his old partner and stuff like that. But it was very fun to read. I think the world felt kind of recycled, like, because they're just using the world and just like time skipping it a long time. And now they're in like I don't know what you would call, like kind of the Wild West, but like it is in Scadrial. And there's references to like the original trilogy, which I enjoyed, but like I don't think we'd reference. I think those references were shoved in because so the people could realize, hey, this is in the same world as Mistborn, you know. But I did enjoy the story. That his plot point is the story is very simple in my opinion. It's just like, oh, someone's robbing trains. Oh, this is like, and so he figures it out. It's kind of like a mystery who's doing this until we figure it out, and then it kind of ends with Marcy having her little moment, which I enjoyed. I thought that was fantastic. I'm gonna say this, like, I think the strongest part of this book is the trio of Wax, Wayne, and Marcy, and like that was really fun to watch. And like the fact that like his marriage was kind of set up, they're going to like the party kind of felt so like the original Mistborn. That was the one moment of like, you know, like, cause like it felt a lot like the original Mistborn, so I'm getting like a lot of memories from the first time I read it. But that was like one scene in the book, and the rest of it was kind of different in my opinion. And there's no Mistborns, which is a good twist because I feel like everyone was like too powerful in the original Mistborn series, but those things were like legends in their day. Now the most powerful people are Twinborns who can wield two, and that is what Wax is. He's a coin shot who can push things, I believe, and he could also like control his weight with fugomancy or whatever it's called. I can't pronounce it that much, but like it's a cool combination. And then of course Wayne's little thing where he could like slow down time around him, which is fun. And then Marcy has the opposite, which is speed up time, which actually like it just seems useless for the whole book, and then she proves it at the end how it could be useful. I'm not going to say how, but it is really fun, and it is a fun book to read. It is not the most geniusly written book. It is kind of like, yeah, it's very simple plot. I think it's the simplest plot I've read from Sanderson. But it is a fun world with sets up things for the future. Sometimes it sets up bigger stakes for the future, and it sets up shocking things. So I am going to give it a solid 4 stars. It is a great book to read if you're just looking for a lighter read. That, especially this book, I feel like it's just like its own story, but at the end it kind of leaks into like, oh, there's room for sequels here. But yeah, it's not the most geniusly written Sanderson book. I think like there's some like Stormlight Archive and like the original Mistborn, which are so complicated, which like are his world. So he's already made this world in Mistborn. He's established it. We know what's going on, and now he's just writing a fun story thousands of years later in the Wild West, which is kind of corny if you ask some people. I think it's fine. I kind of like it. But obviously, it could have been done way better, and that's why I'm not gonna get, like, it was like a lot of things I thought were fun and good, and no things that I thought were like, this is fantastic. Like, you know, there's nothing that really blew me away, but there's a lot of things I enjoyed. So that's why I'm gonna give it this rating. And if you're like searching for something you're just gonna enjoy, you're gonna have fun with, if you're a Sanderson fan, Alloy of Law is for you. If you're looking for the more Sanderson type of like really big world, lots of characters, and you know, and like really complicated, like it is not for this one, but the character work that Sanderson is famous for stands prominent here. I love Wax and Wayne and Mercy. Those are like already in my top 10 Sanderson characters probably. And yeah, I love those characters. That's the strength of the book. The weakness is it's not as like big, it's not as widespread as all the Sanderson books, but I did enjoy it. So I totally recommend for you guys to pick up Alloy of Law if you're a Sanderson fan. And I don't know what's coming in for the next 2 books, The Bands of Mourning and The Shadows of Self. Tell me if you guys have read it. Tell me what is your thoughts about them, because I've really only read reviews for Alloy of Law because that's the one I've read so far. But it is a fantastic book in the sense it's a Sanderson book. Like it's gonna be good, and people hate on it. I don't think it was hateable. So I'm going to be reading hopefully The Lost Metal, and I think I will. Unless like the next 2 books are like terrible, which I doubt they will be, because I trust Sanderson like really good, because you know, especially the secret projects. I'm trying to get back into the Sanderson mood, the Cosmere mood, and yeah, this was a good book for it. And the next Sanderson read is obviously going to be Bands of Mourning, and then Shadows of Self, and I might go back and reread Elantris. I couldn't finish Elantris before. I mentioned it before a while ago that was my first Sanderson DNF. I really just couldn't finish it, but I'll go back and finish it for you guys so I can review all the Cosmere. Hopefully, I still have a lot of the novellas left, and the rest of Mistborn's Heir 2, and yeah, Elantris, and I think I got a couple more. But other than that, I've got it. Yeah, I definitely recommend you read this book. It is a fun book, and that is the one word I can describe it as. The Wild West is just a great place to be in, especially for a Sanderson book. So I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5 rating, and see you guys in the next video. Peace out.